Yes! Come on.
Gotcha. So for the past 3 years, my goal in climbing has been to get a V8. After getting my first indoor V7 a few years ago, I thought getting a V8 would be a piece of cake. However, like many others, things didn't go according to plan and COVID arrived. Every year I would try and make that goal again. This is the year that I get the V8. Nope, now it's this year. Nope, now it's this year. I've also never officially climbed an indoor climb that is labeled V8. So I feel like I'd never really hit my goal. So at the beginning of this year, again, I made my usual goal, get a V8. But this time, I was going to do it. Over the past year, I've been climbing a lot more outdoors, and one of the climbs that really piqued my interest was a V8 called Eye Candy at Mount Randall. I tried it a few times last year, but unfortunately I didn't have any footage, so here's some of Owen giving it a try. But unfortunately at the time we didn't have any clue what we were doing. We had no beta or any idea how to actually climb this, and the climb itself just seemed completely impossible to me. Fast forward to this year, and I've been going outdoors a lot more frequently now. Because of this, I think my confidence in outdoor bouldering has gotten a lot better. So as soon as it became colder, I set off to Mount Randall to start projecting Eye Candy. Thanks to some of the climbs that I went with, I was able to learn the beta for most of the climb. But as you can imagine, it's not that easy. It took me quite a few goes to even get off the ground. The first move actually requires you to wedge your hand inside of this crack, and crack is not something I'm very familiar with. So because I hadn't really done much hand jamming before, I decided to tape up my hands, and it actually worked. I was actually able to hold that first move, get my heel on, reach up the next hold, and then go out to the far right crimp. But then I soon realized grabbing this next sloper wasn't going to be easy. One of my next tries, I was able to stick the sloper move by just having my heel a little bit deeper, but then I realized the release of that heel was going to be the next hard move for me. So instead, I decided to focus on the crux of the climb to see if it was even worth projecting this boulder. So for most people, the crux of the climb involves going from this left-hand sloper and right-hand crimp and throwing either hand up over the top of the lip to a small crimp. The beta I was shown was to pull up with the left leg and left hand so that you brought your body over the top of the boulder so you could then slap the left hand over to the crimp. But this method didn't really work out, and I just kept hitting the exact same spot and it just did not stick. So later on in that session, we decided to give it another try, but this time focus on that bit before that we couldn't get. The release of the heel so that we could get to the position to even go for the crux. Then on one of my attempts trying to link it all together, I managed to stick the move by placing my left heel a little bit deeper as soon as I went up for the sloper and pushing it down just like that. It was able to lock me into a better position so I could rearrange my right foot, get it on, and then hold the tension to release my left.
Okay, I linked it though. That's it. Yeah, skin was on fire. I didn't even be able to get it today, but a lot more progress. That's pretty good, man. Just one more move. One move to the end. Even if that foot pops, you're just gonna go straight down. I haven't landed that one yet, but it's been close at least, so should be good. Honestly, that's probably the first ever crack I've done that's actually worked. I've actually like shoved it in. I'm like hanging off with almost one hand. I'm like, this is wicked.
James, who I was with at the time, was also getting pretty close. We'd both been working this for a while now, and we both nailed that heel move. It was now just a matter of linking the top crux section, which James had landed previously, but I was yet to stick that move. The following week we headed back to Mount Randall again, but unfortunately due to a lot of rain the previous week, the crack was soaking wet. We ended up trying to soak up all the water with a lot of chalk, but this wasn't really working. We'd also forgotten to bring any sort of towel to dry the rock, so we ended up coming up with some interesting methods to try and dry the rock, including using a toilet roll. But this still didn't really help.
That looks so used now. Imagine just grabbing a whole roll of toilet paper and just using it as in the toilet. Not even like taking your pieces.
Just like, well, I've got like 1, 2, 3. I've probably got like 6 wipes.
Yeah. The ultimate scrunch not fold.
Hello, you are now with Janelle, and I will show you the mushroom farm. Look all these mushrooms. Look, so many mushrooms. Some expert maneuvering right here from Zach.
Oh, my hip. Oh, that was kind of painful.
Oh, look, oh, you look like the Nike motto right now.
Then in the next week, we had a few days of dry weather. Because of this, I decided to head back to try eye candy one more time, but this time I went alone. I went in with the goal of trying to figure out how to do the crux move. I started off by trying this pop a few more times using the high knee vader to rock over, but it still didn't really work. Then, as I was experimenting with some different ideas, I realized I could actually go up with my right hand and grab the top edge instead of the top crimp. After landing that move, I decided to give the mantle a go, since I hadn't really tried it yet. After doing the first part of the mantle, I realized the top would be okay, so I decided to leave the rest of the climb for when I would actually send it.
How it works. That's so much easier. Sick. Oh. Whew. All right. Next, link the two. If I can do it from down there, go for Sango. And then that'll be it. 5 sessions to get V8. 2 attempts in and I've already lost a lot of skin. Oh, I really hope this goes. Because I don't like that other beta. This one looks way better.
I was then trying to figure out how I could actually get to that new spot on the lip that felt really good. It felt more achievable going that way, but I couldn't quite figure out where to put my feet. So I tried a few different places to put my foot, but none of these seemed to really work. In the end, I just started staring at the rock, just searching to see if there was any small little edge to put my foot on that could work.
Alright, let me go from the start. Haven't done it. Didn't do it last session because it was all wet. So, I'll give it a crack today. See if I can get up to the crux again. Hopefully I can. Tape is on, so let's give it a crack.
On this attempt, I wasn't really too sure which way I would go. I had multiple betas in my head, and I wanted to confirm that the previous one would actually work. So I gave it one more try on this go, but as you can see, it didn't really work out.
From the start is way harder. That should be expected. But I can still do it. I fumbled around a little bit too much, getting that heel on initially. But the crack felt really good this time, but the right hand needs a bit of a brush. It's pretty grimy from last week, I think, still.
Then I decided to try the crux move one more time, but I changed something slightly.
Oh, what? Oh, what? That's it. Foot there instead of there. Wow. Just did the crux move. Sick! Woo! It'll go, it'll go. We can do it. That was so much easier. I didn't even pull. It was, yeah, way too easy. Oh. New beta helps. Experiment with things. Use different footholds. Oh, okay. Let's do this, let's do this. The only thing I haven't done now is the mantle, but just gotta scared of mantles, but I think if I get to the top, I'll just commit and just launch into it. Just a big rock over. I think we should be right. Didn't push enough. It's hard to see this foot. It's kind of blind.
After landing the crux move, I now realized it was just a matter of linking everything together. So with this in mind, I decided now is the time to get the boulder. Serious mode on, shirt off, it's gonna go.
She's sliding off my left. She's not sticking right now. Fuck! Yes! Come on. Oh! Ah, yes! Oh! Oh, finally. Oh my gosh. Oh, took way too long. Oh, I fumbled the ending as well so much, but I got it at least. I did the ending completely different to how I thought I would. Thought it was gonna put its foot up here, but then I just ended up walking up. She felt pretty good. Finally got home now. And back to uni stuff. I'm gonna go to the top of this boulder. Alrighty, how do I get down now? My ankle's got so much blood coming out of it. That was impactful. Yes! I'm not touching you again. Or maybe I will, probably, one day. But done! Thanks for watching. Hopefully, bag that doozy next. V8. Started it. First V8. Let's get the rest of them onto 9. Sweet.